Hi there, Royals. This is Yanoki, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. Today, I'm sharing with you how I make my delicious fish light soup. I start by soaking these big beans in boiled water. This beans is familiar among the people of the Ashanti. Traditionally, you put this in your mouth and cut it open, but we all know that that is not healthy. So I'd rather pour boiled water over it and set it aside. Now to my mackerel, I'll be adding some salt, some black pepper, and some paprika. Now you've been educated that this is not salmon. Oh. You don't want to make that mistake. They'll come for you and your Thai generation. That is just by the way. So I'll added the spices to the fish, and then I'll be grilling this. So I am greasing my baking tray rack with oil. I've already lined my baking tray with foil paper. This will soak all the oil and anything that will come out of this fish. I grilled this under high heat. I didn't regulate the heat in my stove. So while that was inside, I checked on the beans. I did the beans earlier, actually soaked it earlier. So this had been sitting for like an hour, and it's so easy to just, take the skin off, and then so easy, so you don't have to put this in your mouth and bite it, especially if you are not making the soup for yourself. So to this I'm adding in a lot of water, enough water, because it's very hard, so it takes time to boil. So added in the water, and then I let it boil for some time, after which I'm adding some carrots, some onions, and some pepper. While that goes in, I'll be checking on my salmon. This had been in for just about 20 minutes, and see, it's almost done already. Even when I flipped it, the other side looks done, but then I just want to flip it out. Place this in my oven again for just about 5 minutes. Now these are the other fishes that I'll be using. Smoked fish, and then some kobe. I just thought that kobe was too big for the soup, so I swapped it. Now this tuna tastes like chicken. When you go to the market and tell them you want that tuna that tastes like meat. Sorry. So once this I'm just adding in my tomatoes to the vegetables, fresh tomatoes to the vegetables. So I'll just be washing this meat, this fish is tuna, and taking the bone out. Now I have also cleaned my salted fish nicely, taking out everything in the head, and then just adding it to this. Now to this, I'll add in my chopped onions and some water. I'm not adding salt to this because of the salted fish. I'll clean my dried smoked fish and cut it with knife into my desired sizes. I checked on my vegetables, they are cooked. So I blended this with a bit of ginger, and then I am straining it into the soup. I normally do not like garlic in my fish soup, but if you want some garlic, you can add some garlic to it. Now this is very thick, so I'm adding some water, after which I'll add every other fish that I'm using. I'm adding the smoked fish, and then the mackerel that I just grilled. Now I'll let this boil. I won't disturb it at all. It will boil together, after which I'll add in some garden eggs and some okro. Now I wanted some mushroom for this, and I wasn't finding any. Now I remember that I had this mushroom, it was attached to some spag I bought some time ago, so I just decided to make use of it. So I'm just adding a bit of it to it. This is the first time I'm actually using canned mushroom. I didn't go out of my way to buy it. So I just added it to it, and then added in just a little bit of seasoning cube after I had tasted for salt because of the salted fish. So just a little bit of seasoning cube, and that was it. Now my soup always need some basil in there to finish it up. So I just added that and let it simmer, on the very low heat. And voila, the soup is done. Have this with my no pound fufu that I've already shared the recipe. Yeah, and this is just it now. All that I'm doing right here is just trying to get a thumbnail. My beautiful people, no one person is going to chew all these fishes. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please join my farm. And until I see you again, keep staying safe. Don't forget to smash that like button.